Hello everyone, or hey yo everyone, how is everyone doing today? Hope everyone's doing fantastic. I am doing pretty well. I bring you another SHFiguarts review. This time it is Frieza from the Dragon Ball Z um, saga. I would say probably is the one. This is the one with the halo. Now from the top of my head, he is not when he fights. Well, I guess it could be a version where he does fight in the Namek, but because he has a halo, I assume that it can also be used for the as the from the Super movie and show, and yes. So let's get straight to it. This is the box, as typical from Tamashii Nations. This is the side of the box, the rear side of the box. Now, they have been re-releasing this figure for quite a while now. I just now realized that I got this figure back earlier this year, and it was out of stock for a while. Then it's coming out again. From what and now it could be maybe a restock of some sorts, not from Tamashii Nations, but probably from because I've seen it from in Target. I have also seen it in. Oh man, there's a store that I typically don't shop in, but it's kind of going through my mind. I think I've kind of seen some at Walmart. Oh, I've also seen them in HEB. Surprisingly, HEB saw some. I've hit up HEB not too long ago to get some Mega Constructs blind bags. I have rekindled, or that flame has been rekindled, and I have been collecting some figures from Mega Constructs for a while now. So it'll be real fun to see where the reviews go with that. But yes, if you this is super easy to get. I think BBTS still has some. I think it retails for $32.99. So it's pretty much their baseline pricing for most of the common figures, ones that you really can't get from San Diego or somewhere else, something similar to that. But we will go ahead and take this evil man. I'm not gonna call him bad boy, evil man, out of the box and take a closer look. Be right back. All right. Hopefully I don't drop any of this. So pretty simple stuff. Everything in here is pretty filled out in terms of no missing or empty spaces. You have the figure, you have the halo up there in the top left. You have 3 different heads. They're not face plates but heads, which is pretty neat. You have, this will be the first pair of hands you see already on the figure. Second pair, you see 3, 4, and then I guess I wouldn't really consider this the 5th pair, but it's pretty nice. You see his tail and his swappable feet, and you see the 5-star Dragon Ball down there. Interesting. I don't remember the Dragon Ball being that way though. I thought it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Interesting. I am gonna have to take a closer look at that because that looks very weird. Alrighty, well, I'll take out Frieza and get a closer look even more. Alrighty, so took some time trying to get him to stand. He is pretty heavy in the back, no pun intended. He his tail's pretty thick, and it's kind of hard trying to balance him to stand, and he looks kind of weird because he is leaning forward quite a bit. So hopefully I can. He looks like he might be someone who will need a stand to help him up. But here's one of the hands. It's pretty nicely detailed. The fingernails are pretty neat. There is some shading, like blue, a gray shade to it, and it's really helpful just so that he's not completely white. It'll definitely bring out some of the darker tones that you'll see in Frieza. Even though he's all white, it's very good. I think you can see the blue even more here. It's pretty neat. Nice molding. It's a pretty nice looking hand. Yeah. Nice detail on the fingernails. Here we go with his pointer finger. This is probably one where he uses, like, look at that. It's pretty nice. They're able to get that fingernail, that middle finger painted. It's probably where he lifts up Krillin and makes him explode, unfortunately. Don't want to relive those memories. Here goes another one. This is probably his $1 million face that he'll make. Where he kind of like just touches his lip. Hopefully that didn't peek. He touches his lip. And then his feet, which is where he is. This is mainly used whenever he's in the air. Or he probably might be grabbing onto someone. It's a really interesting mold. Kind of weird. It's kind of weird that he has 3 toes. So, yeah, that's very interesting. And lastly is crossed arms. I don't like crossed arms because you really have to force the figure to hit their arms. And with my Jiraiya, he automatically came with some folding arms, and I think I ended up breaking a part of his shoulder. It's not a big of a deal, but it is annoying why they don't just separate this piece. If you want to add it, if you don't want to add it, they should just give us the option to have it already removed instead of having it on the figure already, because there's sometimes where the joints are just really stuck together and you might end up breaking the figure. So thank you to Tamashii Nations for not doing that. Am I adding the right person? I feel like it's not Tamashii Nations, but his Figuarts is the product line. So we'll see. Alrighty. To the figure itself. Let's you know what? Let's add the halo later. Let's get a close-up shot of Frieza. Right off the bat, that purple is super, super nice. It's not the same on the shoulders, but it is the same on the shins, the chest, and yeah, the head. That is such a nice purple. I'm glad that they didn't just do one, like a very flat purple. I think it would have looked really weird. And I always imagine his hair or his head being a shiny metallic. On the shading, paint applications, it's pretty nice. It's really nicely detailed. All the crevices you see have some form of blue tint to it. The thighs, the arms, the chest, the neck, especially the face, it's all really, really nice. I think if they were to make a completely white figure, it would have looked too white and it would have looked really awkward compared or standing next to, say, Goku or Vegeta, whoever. It just would have looked pretty awkward. But overall, this is really, really nice. In terms of articulation, he sits on a ball joint. Does not have a lot of movement. He moves this much. Big old head. Jeez. He has such a big head. God, like his face is so tiny compared to it. He moves up that much. Moves down that much. His neck, same thing like every other figure that I've, messed with. Doesn't really move that much. Unless you, really get into there, like grab it. It will move. It'll move here, but not really much use there. Shoulders sit on a hinge joint. No butterfly joints. No butterfly joints. Oh wait, they sit on a ball joint. Sweet. Sweet. That is real cool. I'm glad that they gave them ball joints. I think ball joints in this special occasion should be very much implemented, which is what they did. There's a swivel there. Not so much as double elbows. Mine don't move as much. Yeah, compared to everything else, it doesn't move that much. The wrists sit on the hinge ball joint there. Torso moves that much down. Pretty neat. And moves that much back, which is pretty cool. This little chest piece, when I first bought the figure, I thought I got a broken one, and I found out that it sits on a little peg, so where you can move it forward if you want. Let me show you. Or you can move it down. Just, you can do whatever you want with it. You can take it off, although it is a pretty thin peg. I would probably advise not doing that in case you do break it. He moves this much on the legs. This really does not have what can be brought down even more if you want. If you don't want that, you can just pop it back up. Does not, has like very minimal, I don't even think these are, yeah, these aren't even thigh swivel. Double jointed knees, hinge joint and swivel ball joints, and that is pretty much it for this figure. I will go ahead and start putting on some accessories. Oh, I need the Dragon Ball. This is a weird looking Dragon Ball. I don't think this is the correct print for the Dragon Ball. There is no peg on this, so he will be holding it. And I think that is what's supposed to be balancing Frieza from, you know, not falling backwards. It's supposed to be put this on the front, and then it kind of balances everything. But that shouldn't, I shouldn't need to do that. So I need to mess with him a little bit more to kind of find the sweet spot of making him stand. But this is a really nice, like a little marble. So really nice shine to it. I think the light really reflects pretty well. So that is the Dragon Ball. I'll be right back, and I'll show you with the accessories. Before we continue, I forgot to mention the heads. He has two heads, or two additional heads, and they're practically the same thing. They have the same kind of paint on the forehead to the back of the head. Nice shine. He has veins on this one here, and veins on this side, which is a pretty cool addition to have. And he's not fully white, and nor he's fully gray. He's kind of a blue gray, which is contrasts pretty well with the white eyes and the purple there. So let's get this big old head off and then put on a different one. Here goes a pretty cool pose that would be really fitting for him. Kind of a stand back, you peasant, or you probably say monkey, but I think in the translation he says monkey, in the dub or the sub he doesn't say monkey, but I grew up with that. Yeah, this is a pretty neat one. I just found out that not all the heads have the hole or the peg hole for the halo. So it's this one here, you can see has that peg hole, and it's just his grinning, smirking face. Every other face does not have, or head does not have the peg hole, which is interesting. So yeah, we'll do another pose, two more poses, and we'll give our end of the video conclusion. Alrighty, so we got another pretty good pose. I'm starting to realize he looks good when he's in like scared. It could be just because he's Frieza, and I don't like Frieza, but I do like Frieza as a character. Very interesting when it comes to Vegeta and Goku. But it's his tail is just, it's not that it's hard to work with, it's just way too heavy for what his tail should be. I wish they made it a much, maybe if it was hollowed, I think that would have been really nice, or if not, a different material, but I just ultimately don't think it would have even fixed the situation of it being heavy. So yeah, he's pretty articulated. He articulates pretty good for the size, and also the, I want to say, the limited accessories compared to everyone else. But yeah, he all these little finger pointing blasts where he's about to, send the last finishing blow just to blow up Namek, even if it kills himself. Yeah, he poses pretty well. So yeah, these faces are really nice, and I think it suits him pretty good. Alrighty, so here goes Frieza. Get him in a good pose where he doesn't fall over. Alrighty, so my thoughts. I think this is a really nice Frieza to have when standing next to Goku. I think honestly, this Frieza could have just a little bit more. And as a disclaimer, I'm not gonna really put this on because I just have bad luck putting these things on, and I feel like I'm just gonna break the figure. So hopefully some other people have done that, and putting that on me just freaks me out because I really don't want to break any of my figures and have to buy another one. So yeah, this figure I think would be beneficial if the tail was not as heavy as it is. That's my only complaint. Paint is really good. The accessories fits Frieza as the character. The halo is a really nice added touch because he can be straight from the Super Show. And the heads, I think they, because I know I mentioned before, I really wish they switched one out. I think those are really nice to have for Frieza, because Frieza is also someone who's he's cocky, and when he is losing, he gets really frustrated, and his face shows it. So yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with what they have for this Frieza. If you're looking for him, I think trying your luck at Target and or HEB. I think I saw a couple there. I want to say Best Buy might have some. Walmart, I've seen a couple here and there, but I see them more at Target than I do at anywhere else. So yeah, leave a comment. Drop a like, subscribe if you find this figure interesting to have, or even if you have it. Let me know what your thoughts are. I will see you in the next video.